Welcome back to the Nick and Jeff show. I'm Nick.
I'm Jeff, and then Nick. Today, we're going to talk all about the Batman.
Oh yes, my most favorite hero ever. Hooray!
Really,
This-
you don't like that, man?
I hate Batman. This is known. Batman sucks.
Oh, all right, okay. We'll wait for that. So,
Okay.
if you're tuning in, you can either listen to us on podcast services or you can watch us on YouTube. But we're going to go through last week's comments, and then we're going to talk about the Batman in a spoiler-free way as much as possible.
Yes, and then we'll get into
And then
spoilers.
what was that, Nick?
And then we'll get into spoilers.
Yes, and then we'll spoil the hell out of it. And then if there's time, we'll talk about maybe Batman games or Batman and
Just Batman in general.
other ways.
It's a Batman themed show from the Spider-Man.
It's all about Batman. Well, a Batman movie did come out, Nick, and it's not sponsored. Well, we aren't sponsored.
True.
One day.
Maybe one day the Batman.
Did we get sponsored to see Resident Evil?
No?
Does that count?
No. Oh,
No.
we did get free tickets, but I feel like that might have, I don't know, swayed our judgment a little. But anyway, I digress.
We definitely paid to see Batman.
True.
No piracy here.
True. What comments did we have on the last week's video?
Well, we had a really big comment from Travis Thies.
Okay.
He's from America.
All right.
I feel so privileged.
That is great. Like I don't. That's where we don't know
We
them.
talked.
That's good.
I don't know, but Travis, you're awesome. Thank you.
Oh.
He talked about a lot about subscriptions. I think they've got a lot of movie subscription services for the movies,
Yes.
and we don't really have that in Australia because I think we talked about how we like seeing the movies when it's only cost us $10 Australian, which is
Yeah.
really cheap compared to something like when it's like $25 for the bigger, fancier movies. Just your ones are better than mine.
Yeah. Of course.
He really liked the Uncharted plane scene, and who didn't? That
It
was
was cool. Like the way it opened when it's just like
really good.
the rings like dangling, and you're like, what's going on? Oh, it starts here.
And then he said he loved the Prince of Persia movie. We talked about that. I
I
think.
said, yeah, that's the thing. I think it got bad reviews or it was crapped on by critics. I enjoyed that, but also I think they crapped on Uncharted as well, and we both like that. So
Yeah.
whatever.
And then he liked Mortal Kombat. I think you saw Mortal Kombat and I hadn't.
Yeah,
and then
you need to watch
he
it.
loved.
Mortal Kombat's so good.
I'll get there. And then we all love Detective Pikachu. Did we talk about
Yeah.
that?
I don't think we did actually. No, but what a great
We-
movie that was.
We both love it. It was
It
good.
was so good. So good.
And then thanks, Travis. Like more comments like that, please.
Oh yes.
That
Okay.
makes me feel really good.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then we had some comments from Mr. James Miller. He's not associated with anyone else, Nick.
No, it's just
His name is James
he's his
Miller.
own man.
He loved Mortal Kombat.
That's good. Yes.
The Super Mario Brothers movie. We didn't talk about the original one.
Oh, I tried to watch that like 3 times in my life, I think, and every single time I've fallen asleep. It's that good.
I think I know I have, but it's been too long ago. But there's a new Mario movie coming out. We will reserve judgment for that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chris Pratt.
I'm excited.
And then James had a question that he thought, I'll interpret it this way. Video game movies or comic book movies, is there too many? Does it ruining things for the super fans, or is it good for the super fans? What do you think, Nick?
I think if they're done well, like I think Uncharted was done really well. It's a great theme for a movie. I think The Last of Us, when that show comes out, could be done really well. But it's when it's done poorly, and that I think that ruins it for me. Like Assassin's Creed was a waste of time, and just some of them are just an absolute waste of time. But as far as the saturation goes, there is a lot of like Marvel comic book superhero movies coming out, and that's the thing. I'm the type of person, and I think you're the type of person, like we love this crap, and so we're gonna go see it regardless. But I think the general population, like the average person, is just, I think they're a little bit lost, and I don't think everyone's watched all the the Disney Plus shows, so maybe a little bit saturated. But
Yeah.
it depends on who you are. Like if you like this type of stuff, consume as much as possible, and I think they do a good job to not isolate people that haven't watched everything. Like I don't know, like what about you?
I feel like there's so many superhero stuff. Like, I think, are they scraping the bottom of the barrel? Like, I never knew who Guardians of the Galaxy were.
Yeah,
Like, I've never even heard of them before. What's the latest one? Eternals. Like, surely, how much hardcore do you have to be to hear about the Eternals before the movie, right?
Yeah.
But no matter how much stuff there is, I think it brings your favorite franchise, whatever that might be, game, comics or whatever, to an even bigger audience, so more people know about the thing you love. And if it is shit, if it's bad, do we swear? I don't know. If it is bad, well, okay, yeah, it is bad, but you'll still get more comic books. You'll still get more movies. Like you said, the Assassin's Creed movie was terrible, and it was. But how many more Assassin's Creed good video games have you had since then?
Yeah.
Right?
They'll keep crapping out the games, so they'll never stop crapping those out.
I'm all for it. Like, yeah, there is fatigue. I know, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but when they had all the big Star Wars movies and they had Han Solo, I'm like, I'm over it, right? I was fatigued. I didn't care.
Yeah.
And I think Disney found that out as well. But I don't know. There's a difference between fatigue and just getting your media out there in a different form.
And that's it. Like, I mean, if someone would ask me the question, if they brought out 2 Spider-Man movies a year, would I be sick of it? No.
Well,
don't think so. Give me them all. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know.
There's 3 core Pokemon games going to be released in a year span.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like, I think we both agreed on that as well when they announced what are they called, Crimson and Violet or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that's too soon.
Too soon.
But I mean, it's probably not till the end of the year, so by then. But like, we just finished Arceus, Diamond and Pearl just came out, which we skipped anyway. But I don't know, just so soon. So, I don't know. But
anyway, thank you, Mr. Miller. That was a really good question. I quite like that one.
Yeah, it's good discussion.
Keep the curveball questions coming for next week.
It's good. Hey, I don't know. One of you got a list and checking it twice to send it to us every time. It's good. Good questions.
Well, Nick, onto our the main events, the Batman. We're going to talk about it in a spoiler-free way, and then I'll do a timestamp or something when we talk about the spoilers. But Nick, spoiler-free, what did you think of the Batman?
As Spider-Man myself, I enjoyed it.
Brisbane Spider-Man.
Yes. I enjoyed it because that's the thing. People, I think Batman as a character is stupid, but this, like, I'm always gonna hate on him and crap on him, but this movie I thought was really captivating, and I found it hard to, like, the story flowed really well, and I feel like I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. Like, the point to point, there wasn't really a lull where I was getting bored, and it was I really enjoyed it. Not better than No Way Home, but I really, it's very, Batman is very it's not a happy movie, is it? Like, he's not a fun character anymore, and I feel like they're just like, how dark can we make Batman? How gritty can we make Batman? And he's just like,
so speaking of darkness,
yes.
If you are of hard seeing, don't go see this movie because everything is dark all the time. It is very difficult. Everything's like watched, if that's a way to describe it. Like, you're watching something happen slowly through a window, through the rain, in the middle of the night. It's just like really slowly paced and dark. Like, it has got that, it's a massive trope of Marvel movies, happy and bright.
Mm-hmm.
I love DC movies, dark and gloomy.
Well, I literally saw the meme. Like, I was just checking messages when I got home, and someone sent me the Marvel movies: lights, camera, action. DC movies: camera, action. There's no light. I agree with you, but it didn't, like, normally that ruins these DC movies for me, but this one, no. I feel like this is the first DC movie where I was like, you know what? Even though it was all dark as hell, it was just
dark,
it was all
dark
like,
blue.
I still, like, I really enjoyed it. I really did. I don't know.
Did you think, what was the length like for you? Like, this is a 3-hour event.
Well, yeah, like you said, it was very slow. Like, every scene, every shot was very, like, Batman walking through a hallway. I probably shouldn't have, like, silence there for the podcast, but I'm if you're listening to podcast, I'm just like
Nick's making movements
as motioning as a camera, really slowly moving camera. So you're absolutely right. Like, I feel like maybe the movie could have been sped up by half an hour if they just moved the camera
everything away.
Moved, like Batman walked a bit faster. But yeah, you're right. Was it? Did you last the 3 hours? Like, how was the struggle for you?
Oh yeah, like I had lots of snacks. I need my movie snacks. But you're right. I felt like they could have trimmed down half an hour. Like, again, I wasn't time pressed. I wasn't tired, so I didn't mind that it was long. But I just want to like acknowledge that it felt like a long movie, and then there's just like an extra act that I felt like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like the story's going to keep going.
Yeah. Where you think it sort of wraps up. That's not spoilery, is it? I guess that's
yeah.
I feel like we can call each other out if we're like, nope, that's spoiler, and then I can just edit that out. So.
I don't think it just keeps going a bit longer than you think it actually will.
Yeah.
But Nick, what I do want to talk about, the actor Robert Patterson.
Yep.
Cedric
Diggory. Yep.
Cedric Diggory. What's the vampire?
Edward Cullen.
Edward Cullen. Yes, he is he's fantastic as Batman.
He's fantastic.
I think he's really good. The costume. I'm just going to keep talking for a bit.
No, you can. No, that's what this is.
The costume was amazing. Like, it just felt Batman. Like, it wasn't Batman versus Superman, like chunky crap.
Yeah,
it was its own different thing to like the Batman Begins trilogy. Like, I really liked the bat suit.
It was like sleek and solid, but still just like he gets shot a lot. He gets shot a lot in this movie.
He gets shot a lot, and he survived. We'll come back to that bit in a. Remind me to talk about being shot, but him as Bruce Wayne, and like, man, he looks so depressed and so unlikable, but that jawline is just, it's so perfect.
He does have a perfect jawline
so well really as does. Batman. I really enjoyed him.
And you know what I really enjoyed? The fact that the movie started and I was like, oh, how am I gonna have to
don't talk about the start.
No, but just like, so going to see, say, the Power Rangers movie, for example, I was excited I was like, oh, I can't wait. And the TV show, it's morphin' time. That happens within 5 minutes of the show starting, and then you go see the movie. They don't morph for an hour and 40 minutes in that friggin' movie. But anyway, in Batman, I was like, I wonder how long it's going to take before we see Batman. Pretty much straight at 5 minutes.
You see. I want to talk about the start as a spoiler, Nick.
Okay, that's all right. But we won't get there then. But
we won't get there. But yeah,
there's
no time. Like, you see Robert Patterson as Batman straight away. That's fantastic. That was the right decision.
And I like that. Yeah, I like that this movie is like 80% Batman, 20% Bruce Wayne. And I think that was the right call, because as far as Bruce Wayne goes in this movie, like, he's really is just sort of booted to the curb and really is very, like, I think that's one negative thing I didn't like about it, is just like Batman himself. Really, like, they had a real reverence to the character, I think, and very, like, they're very respectful to him. But as far as Bruce Wayne goes, like, there was no rich billionaire. There's no fun. There's like no jokes in the movie, which is like, this movie is very, very serious. And so, like, Alfred walks in, and he's like, Bruce, how you doing? And he's just like, I've got crime. This crime needs to be solved. It's like, yeah, Bruce, but you have a company to run. You've got the people that you need to see. There's meetings that need to be have. There's no meetings, Alfred. I just have to stop crime. All the crime. Forever. But Bruce, why are you talking to me like this? We're friends. Like, I'm Alfred. You're friends. Yes, Alfred, I know, but there's crime.
I think it was a really refreshing take. And, the movie is very somber. You're right. It's very sad, very moody, not funny. I don't think there's any jokes, like you said.
Oh, there's one bit I laughed
what was
hard.
the other? The Joker movie?
Yeah.
Like, I hated the Joker movie so much. I was not interested in it at all. I thought it was a terrible movie.
Adalia and James are going to be so mad.
This is like that, but it's not. And this is so much better than the Joker movie.
Well, people, Adalia and James, that's like their favorite movie, so they're going to be very sad with you.
So Nick, all right, I've got a few more questions to wrap out non-spoiler section, because I feel like I need to.
You look like you're going to explode.
I need to get the spoilers out, but. Do you think this is better than the Dark Knight trilogy?
That's good. That's where I think that's a good question.
I know it's one movie versus three, but what do you think?
Yes, for me personally, the way that like I mean I like movies and I like I liked it better than any of the Dark Knight trilogy movies.
Oh, podcast magic,
There we go.
editing magic.
Um, yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I like it better than any of the Dark Knight trilogy movies, and that's just I guess my personal. I think I'd maybe need to see it again, but like I don't, that the Dark Knight really has a big loving fan base. But for me, I think the thing is so with Spider-Man, for example, like I know that character, I read the comments, I read the comics, I play the games, like I dress up as him and go to kids party. Like that character, um, it's a weird thing to say, and it's not a very good thing to say. But I personally inside me, I feel like I have some sort of ownership of that character, and like he very personal to me. And so when they do something, if like they do something new with the villain, or they do something different with an origin story, if it's bad, I'm like, nah, you've screwed it up. And if it's good and they're trying something different, that's great. Whereas with Batman, I have no sort of big knowledge with him apart from I guess previous movies and the games. So I don't know if big Batman fans are gonna be mad with what they did with some of the characters, or just how Batman is and how Bruce is, because Bruce isn't very billionaire office. I don't know.
He's not a playboy philanthropist.
When you when you look at how fun and jokey the Dark Knight trilogy Batman Bruce Wayne was, he like, oh yeah, I just bought the restaurant, or like in the Justice League movies when he's like, oh, what's your superpower, and he's like, I'm rich. It's just like like there's no so I don't know if people are going to be mad about how the characters are treated, because I have no sort of
you got no personal connection to them.
Yeah, so as far as this movie goes, just great.
Yeah.
What about you?
I didn't watch a single trailer. I knew nothing. I knew that was Robert Patterson. I knew they showed the makeup on his eyes like for the first time ever. That was all I knew. And then I went in and I don't know how long it was. And, I was happy. I think it was a really good movie. I'd really recommend it. I think it's not going to change the world, but if you go in, you'll love it. You won't regret it.
Yeah, it wasn't, I don't think it was disjointed or anything. It flowed really well. Like the pacing was really good. Is it spoilery to talk about the Batmobile?
I think we need to talk about the spoilers start here now, Nick. I think.
You reckon we can go spoilery and start spoilery now?
I think so.
All right. Well,
I think we're on spoiler. But is the Batmobile a spoiler? Is it in the trailers?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's in the trailers.
Yes, clearly it's in the trailer. Okay.
It's in the trailers.
All right. Come back to the Batmobile. I want to start at the start of the movie, Nick.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll lose my place.
Okay, that's good.
It opened on what was clearly not Batman, an older man and a child. And I thought, I do not want an origin story. I do not care about how his parents died.
But the whole movie's an origin story.
We all know that.
The whole movie's an origin story.
Yeah, but how in the newest Spider-Man Homecoming, we don't see him get bitten. We don't see how he got his powers, or it's like no, but I mean, we just know it happened.
No, but I mean it's an origin story in the way that they tell the story of his parents dying and like the history of his parents without his parents dying. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that, but like I appreciated that we didn't open with that, like with the parents dying.
Yeah,
and I thought that's what it was going to be.
No, I love that they just skipped all that entirely. Like there was none of the like them going to the play and seeing that and getting caught in the alley, and there was no gunshot or anything like that. It wasn't even in like opening credits or anything. It was just like it starts up the Batman, and then
and so. I like the opening that it wasn't that. I didn't quite know what it was for a while, but I'm like, oh no, it's the mayor and the mayor's child.
Yeah,
I think
so.
So, was the mayor's child gonna be Robin?
Doubt it.
Well, Batman saved him.
Well, what's weird is like I watched the Titans show on Netflix, and the guy that had like
is that the kids one?
No, that's like it's very dark and gritty and bloody.
Teen Titans.
Yeah, you think you have Teen Titans. I mean, it's still the same characters. It's still like Nightwing and all the other ones that don't matter. But like the guy that had like half of his face painted in.
Yeah, I noticed that straight away.
In the Titans show, he's the one that he's Tim Drake. He's the third Robin. He's not Jason Todd. He's not Dick Grayson. he's the third Robin, which is, I don't know if there's no thing there, but it's just weird to get the same actor. As I thought he might have had more importance later on, but
So that was the same actor as in the Titans spin-off TV show in the movie.
Yeah, just the same actor, but not he was clearly not the same character. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. I raised some eyebrows for a minute. I was like, hey, what's he doing? What's he doing here? But no, there's no ties there whatsoever.
Okay.
But yeah, so the opening scene. What do you think of like Batman just showing up?
Yeah, we talked about the slow pans, like the slow watching, like watching him slowly come out. It was fun.
It was cool, wasn't it? Like watching
watching him beat up all the other thugs,
like slowly walking into frame.
It just felt like a video game. Like, okay, everyone's over here, Batman's here. Oh, let's just all surround him, and then we'll take turns.
Yeah, I thought the same thing as well. But it's like that too. Like when there's that many people, it just gets messy. You need to do like 2 or 3 at a time max. It's just
but Batman destroyed, like, there was no physical boundary for Batman. He destroyed everyone he touched, really.
You feel those punches to it. Like every time he throws a punch in the movie, boom, boom. It's really solid. He really was ruthless. And that whole theme throughout the movie, I was like, who are you? I'm vengeance. Just like,
yeah,
like they completely scrapped the joke of I'm Batman. It just no, I'm vengeance. I'm here to kick your ass. And then having that,
it was really cool.
And then having that be the callback later on. Oh, that was cool. I don't know if you want it because that's jumping to the end, but
and then so is Gotham meant to be New York or Chicago?
I think.
Or is it both?
I think Gotham is its own city, but obviously they have to film somewhere, right? Because there was definitely a bunch of stuff from New York there, I thought. It's yeah.
Yeah, there was like, Chicago Square, Gotham Square, which is like, Times Square.
Yeah, it looked like Times Square.
Oh man, everything was like, I liked the city. The city was cool. And then I thought, like, how they went into this club? I'm like, yeah, club scene, hell yeah. It's like, oh, there's a club within the club. And I'm like, everyone knows about the club within the club. I'm like, shouldn't this be a massive secret? But no, everyone of importance is in the club within the club.
Actually, you know what I want to know? I want to know what you didn't like about the movie. Tell me some things you didn't like.
What I didn't like. Oh, okay. I wrote this down. Why did Selena and Batman have to kiss?
Like, that
was dumb. Like, okay, there wasn't like any sexual chemistry. It's just like, oh, I found this chick that's really good.
Yeah. It just came out of nowhere, right? It just came out of nowhere.
Let's kiss.
Yeah,
and I think they kissed twice.
They did, yeah.
And I'm like, where's the Batman on Robin action? I don't want to see Batman versus Catwoman.
But and that's I guess it's sort of like Spider-Man and Black Cat. They're always. And same thing, with the video games with Batman and Catwoman in the video games, they're always a bit flirty and like...
Yeah, and like, I like that a lot of comics and in the games, you're like, oh, did they sleep together or not? Like...
But this is a new relationship. These characters have only just met and they're just like, and this Batman seems like he's very one-track minded. Like, gotta get that crime. Gotta stop all the crime.
I'm looking at my notes and I wrote that kiss was gross.
It just came out of nowhere, I thought.
Yeah. I could jump to the end. I think I just want to go through my notes, Nick.
About what you didn't. Well, I'll tell you one thing I didn't like is like when he's in the is it the church? And the guy drives through and he's got the bomb strapped to his chest. And, and Batman's like, I need that answer. Give me the name of the rat. Give me the name of the rat. You see the timer. He's supposed to be world's greatest detective. He's standing 30 centimeters away from a bomb. And and it's like 5, 4. And like, Batman, take a step back. Cover your face. Like, maybe duck. And he just stands there and gets like an explosion right in his face. I'm like, you're an idiot.
I felt that was actually 2 minutes. Like a real 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate that too. It's like, oh, the building will be destroyed in T-minus 30 seconds. And then it's 20 minutes of movie.
The other thing I don't think I loved the last half an hour.
Right. So
I felt like,
this is
but do you want to come back to that?
yeah, let's come back to that. Yeah.
We'll come back. So, that's what I didn't like. Nick, I just want to talk about the absolutely like cool, like kick-ass things you loved. Like I've got two here. I think you'll have one of them.
Okay.
What do you think was like just like cool and like totally dope?
I loved the fight scenes. Like I loved how much he got shot, and I feel like they were a lot more realistic with the fights. Like he gets like, he's fighting 10 guys and he gets hit quite a bit too, but he takes all the hits and he comes back twice as hard. And I really enjoyed the fight scenes, and he got shot so much. And
Speaking about the shots, right? I thought it's just like the video games. He can take hits. He can punch the hell out of anybody.
but he's not
Take as
indestructible.
many hits as he wants. If he gets shot like 2 or 3 times. He's like, okay, I got to retreat. Like, and you're nearly dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
in Batman, in the video games, anyway.
like he can take a few shots, but
he's just like the movies.
But yeah, he's not indestructible, which I really appreciated. I thought the suit was just awesome, wasn't it? The suit was great. Like probably the best. I think it's the best Batman suit ever.
It didn't seem like gimmicky. It was just like, here's this badass black Batman suit.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think there's some things you can that I can kind of forgive that I wasn't too keen on. Like when he if I don't know if I feel like I might have gotten distracted from what you were talking about before. But when he's in the Batmobile and he's chasing after the Penguin, I feel like Batman, at least as far as in my head, he would just have some sort of EMP button in his car that just shoots forward and shuts Penguin's car down. Instead, they have this awesome car chase scene, and I was just like,
yeah, that was okay. I laughed out loud in that chase scene, Nick, and it's like, the explosions are happening, and like, oh, the ramp's gonna fall right at the right spot so the Batmobile can jump up. I'm like, could they not have thought of a cooler, like a more realistic way to make the Batmobile like jump over something?
Yeah.
I just thought it was really like that was the most comic booky part. I felt like,
I
loved it. It was great, but
yeah, it was cool. I think the accents really pulled me out as well. There's a lot of I want to say like Long Island type mobster Godfather accents, like with all the mobsters and Penguin and Falcone and all this.
Falcone and stuff.
Hey, yo, Joey, we got to get the drug money for the drugs because we're bad guys, and we got to do the bad things. We got to shoot the people, yo. And just like, why is it? It just was like so put on, and I was like, it's like,
It's like there must be tons of little comic book villains that I know I've played in the games and I probably beat them up, but I'm not really too familiar with them. Like the twins, for example. Like I'm sure they're somebody, and then like Falcone, like. I don't really know who Falcone is. Like, I played all these games. Obviously I know what he is in the movie.
Yeah.
But I know Penguin, the Riddler and Joker and stuff like that. But
Falcone's
I didn't know Falcone that much, other than a crime mob boss.
He's like the Wilson Fisk of the DC universe, I'd say.
Isn't that Penguin?
Wilson Fisk. No, it's the dude from Spider-Man. He's like the big white, small head, big body.
Yeah, I know who that is. But like, isn't Wilson Fisk like massive and macho? He was at the end of. You haven't watched Hawkeye.
Yeah, I have watched Hawkeye.
Oh, you watched Hawkeye? He was in the end of Hawkeye, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in Daredevil as well. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nick.
That's. I mean, I can keep talking. I don't know, but
all right. So my kick-ass things. I loved the glider scene.
That was
like he just like
that was the scene where I burst out laughing because it just watching him like, and then he smashes it into the,
like it wasn't some sort of fake electrical magnetic cloth that happened in the other one. It's like no, here's a real glider suit out of nowhere, and I felt like cool. Like I know in like movies things happen once, in video games they happen multiple times, right? Because like why waste all that effort for only once?
Yeah.
But like, here's that thing in the movie, like, cool, I'm just gonna happen once, I'm not gonna reference it ever again.
Yeah.
We just did this kick-ass glide, and then he screwed it up. He failed the landing.
Yeah, that was it.
That was cool.
Yeah, I laughed so hard. He's just got smashed, and I'm in the cinema laughing, and I feel like everyone was looking at me just like, yeah, take that back.
All right, one of my other notes I had, Nick, is he is a detective. He really is a detective.
He's finally a detective. And I feel like it was the same thing with No Way Home. Like, Peter was finally a scientist doing scientist things, and they were like, in the lab solving their... And this,
I love the they've put in detective vision, which is in a staple in
Yeah,
nearly every video game now, into his eye,
yeah,
like as a
yeah,
contact lens thing.
like an actual
Like,
iPhone.
how cool! I thought that was really cool.
And I thought that was really creative as well, because that's something I don't think people have seen or done before in movies. Just like a contact lens that you take in it, and it's got all circuitry in it. It was, I don't know. I feel like that would be so uncomfortable in your eye, but whatever. It's a movie.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I thought that was just like one of my kick-ass dope moments. It's like, I want to relive every moment of my life, and
Yeah,
then he takes
that's what I mean.
the
Yeah,
lens out to rewatch his fights.
yeah,
And it doubles as a crazy Batman gadget to give to Selena as well.
yeah.
So
I don't know. What did you think of the Batmobile? I want to know what you thought of the
um,
Batmobile.
I thought it was fine. Like, I like that it was just like a car,
Just
a
yeah,
strong car, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't a tank. They've done the tank.
yep.
It was just a really strong car.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that too, because I feel like as a kid watching those like ones from the 90s, with it, like, is it Tim Burton is the director, those ones where
Yeah, the ice. What's the ice one?
Mr. Freeze, Batman and Robin.
Mr. Freeze. Yeah,
But
Batman Forever. Batman and Robin.
no, it was Batman and Robin with Mr. Freeze. But I feel like those four movies, all the vehicles were so fun and so over the top and so ridiculous. Like the Batmobile, they still have that sitting at Movie World and all sorts of stuff. Like
Hmm.
they were very cool vehicles, and even like the flying ones that they had, all very cool. And then I thought the Dark Knight trilogy, I was like, oh, really? We go from these cool creative designs to this like tank thing? That kind of
Oh,
sucks. And
I liked that it was a tank. Like, it was different, but yeah, I like how this one was different again. It was its own
yeah,
thing.
because like in the trailers, I actually didn't like it when I saw the trailers. I was like, oh, that's it's just a car. It's just, but it's for me. Maybe it was like the sound effects, or just how just like ruthless he was during the chase scene, and how like he wanted Penguin bad, like he really wanted to catch. And yeah, I really liked the car. I really liked the car. And like it just watched the movie. Didn't like it in the trailer, but watching the movie, I came around on it, and I really liked the Batmobile.
I really liked Penguin too. Like, I liked how they had a relationship, or it wasn't just all fighting. It's like, oh yeah, we're actually gonna have a few talking scenes together
Yeah,
before we have a car chase scene.
yeah, because I think there was a lot of like there was I guess that's sort of how those mobs work. Is that Batman knows he's dirty, but he doesn't have anything solid on him to be able to, I guess, convict him, or
Mm.
and so it just, yeah, there's talking scenes, and oh yeah, I want to speak to Penguin, and then brings him in and sees him doing all this drug dealing and stuff, and it's yeah, it was great.
And what about Riddler? Riddler? Yeah,
Yeah, well,
it's Riddler.
actually, I want to know what you thought of Riddler first. Tell me what you thought
Okay.
of Riddler.
I really thought, like, because a lot of the Riddler scenes were just filmed on the iPhone, right? And it's like, it's even got the vertical video in the middle of the movie.
Hmm.
And I'm like, wow, they must have been so cheap to produce those scenes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
They really saved money, because there was quite a few of them.
yeah,
But I liked that he didn't have a crazy, well, it wasn't crazy, like, it wasn't a traditional costume. It was just like, some psychopath weirdo costume.
yeah.
Um, I loved all the riddles. I thought they were pretty fun.
They were clever. They were fun. Yep.
Like, because playing all the Batman Arkham trilogy games, like, you probably spend more time listening to Riddler, solving Riddler's riddles, than you do any other part of the game,
Yeah.
other than beating up people.
Yep.
So I enjoyed it. It was a really refreshing take. I don't like how it's sort of just like, yeah, I wasn't a fan of, once he got caught, there was more.
Yeah, I think that's what you. I think that's what you were sort of going on about before. Just how the movie. I think we both thought it was going to end. Like he catches him, and when Batman's back in the apartment and those cars blow up, I was like, oh, there's still a lot more movie to go. And then I looked at the time. I was like, oh yeah, we've still got like another hour or 45 minutes or something like that. But as far as the Riddler goes, because the only other actor that played the Riddler was Jim Carrey back in the day. I'm not sure if you
Yeah, so do you know who the actor was? Like, I don't.
No, never seen him, never heard of him. I don't know, but he did a good job. It was
Sure did.
like that. It was well, one thing I sort of rolled my eyes at a little bit. Like, did they not learn from the Bane, Batman 3? Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
With everything's got a face covering, so we can't understand what they're saying.
and like, I appreciate that when they did the iPhone video, the subtitles were on the screen, but I still, there was one scene where it wasn't, and I'm like, if I have to concentrate to try and work out what your person is saying in the movie, that's not good. And did we not learn from Bane? Like,
exactly. Like, there were so many memes about you can't understand what Bane is saying, and like they're doing it again. Like, it's bad enough we've had to go through a pandemic where everyone's had a mask on. We can only just understand them, and then they put it in a movie, and I'm like, there's a reason we can see Batman's delicious, wonderful, chiseled jawline and mouth, so we can hear everything he has to say.
Yeah, I appreciate that Batman didn't have like a really put on. Like, I'm Batman. This is how I talk now for the movie, because it's just it was a little bit put on, but it wasn't so over the top like it was in the Dark Knight trilogy, I think. But but anyway, as far as the Riddler goes, the only other actor that played him, Jim Carrey, obviously over the top, ridiculous, very fun and crazy. Whereas this was a lot more conniving or just very, very clever and cunning and intelligent and it was very, very good, I think, with the way it was done. And this is what I mean when I say I don't know if comic book fans or Batman fans are going to be mad at it, because I don't know what they already feel towards Edward Nygma as a character, and who that character is and who he should be. But as far as just a random person that wants to watch this movie coming in off the street, I thought he did, like, Edward Nygma, whatever his name, I thought he did a great job. And it was really interesting to watch.
I love that it was just like another refreshing take, something you haven't seen on a character, And then I really enjoyed the riddles because it made the whole movie like a real thriller
and like
type of vibe.
And you sit there and you hear the riddle and you're like, I wonder if I can figure it out before they give away before Batman gives the answer. Nah, I couldn't get any of them.
Just like, well, he's the world's greatest detective, so he can solve those riddles in no time at all.
I don't know. I keep thinking about it, but I really appreciate. Like, I feel like if you're a Batman fan, I feel like they really treated the character with a lot of reverence, but not like it wasn't over the top or stupid. Like when he's walking down the hallway and all the police are just looking at him, you'd think that might be because I dress up as Spider-Man. When I walk around as Spider-Man, I feel like a bit of a goof, but he's in the bat suit and it was very much it was very powerful. I think his on-screen presence as he walked everywhere and did everything, and like he's sort of studying the crime scenes, and the look in his eyes was really, really great. Like
it's amazing how much emotion you can feel from him, from some dark covered eyes, dark makeup eyes, and his mouth. I'm like, I'm used to reading people the other way now, just looking at their eyes. But like just seeing it the other way, I'm like, oh, it's really good.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, we're about to get to the end.
Yes.
The story up until the end. Did you follow the whole way through?
Yeah, I did. I got a little bit confused with the crime bosses and Falcone being the rat, and who he was turning in and who he backstabbed and all that sort of stuff. But for the most part, I followed it pretty well, I think. And I think it was pretty cohesive. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What about you?
Obviously, I was trying to think like, there's a whole bunch of Batman references that I'm not gonna get. But you're right. I followed the whole way through. You're right. The crime boss, who was who? It was a little bit confusing, but I enjoyed the ride the whole way. Oh, and I really liked Alfred. Like, I love that it was Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, yeah.
I squealed a little.
Oh, really? You didn't know?
Andy
I
Serkis?
guess, yeah.
Gollum? It is Gollum,
that's
right?
That's him. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I was like,
he's a fantastic actor.
And he's not a million years old. I really like that.
It did throw me off a little bit with Falcone being. I kept seeing him as the dude from Transformers. I'm not sure if you remember that.
That I was trying to pick who it. Like, I know I've seen him in other movies, but I just couldn't know what other movies he's from.
I just kept picturing him in his underwear at his mum's place and stuff from Transformers. I'm like, but and then like knowing that he put on that Long Island accent.
That Italian accent.
He's got a crime boss. Kiss, I'm gonna kill you. Mwah, mwah. It's just like, I don't know. I think for me, the fact that Batman's on screen for 80% of this movie really, like, he does such a great job at, like, I don't know. Oh, one thing I have to say, I feel like this is, once I say it, you can't unhear it, but the theme music they use for the movie is too close to the Imperial March from Star Wars.
All right, so Nick, the theme music I thought was fantastic, right? And I've, my dad. There's a story about my dead dad. He loves playing the piano, and he could play the piano by ear,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
And the theme tune repeats itself so many times, like it would be ingrained to his memory. And I'm like, oh, Dad would really be able to play this song really well
Yeah.
because it's just probably like 4 or 5 chords, right?
Yeah.
And then I send a message. Yeah, I sent a message to my family. I'm like, Dad's gone. He would have liked this. And I tried to replay the song in my head.
Yeah.
And I just spat out the Star Wars theme.
Oh, really? You did as well? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just me, because it's like the first 5 sort of notes. Instead of, like, because the Imperial March is da, 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 but this is just like ba, 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 ba. It's just like
it sounds terrible. It sounds terrible on our show, but it's a really good theme, and they played it enough, like at the right times. It felt great, Nick. Like,
I don't know.
I really liked it.
I don't know that I think it kind of pulled me out a little bit of it when he's walking from his car and Penguin's hanging upside down and the music's playing. I'm just like, oh, when's Darth Vader gonna show up? They kept popping into my head.
And there was actually a really nice, like, just a solo piano rendition in the credits as well.
Oh yes,
it's really. I really like the music.
I didn't say.
All right, Nick.
Oh, sorry.
I think we're like. Really? I've been speaking for probably. We've been speaking for nearly 45 minutes, I think.
We're up to. There's that first couple of minutes where we fluff around, so I'd say about 40 minutes we're at now.
So we better get to the end of the movie.
Okay. Yep. What do you think?
Riddler gets captured. I'm like, cool. There's going to be something else, but I didn't realize how much else. And I really liked that the story was just like, cool, it's just Batman and a few like stupid people that need to die.
Yep.
Because the city's corrupt. But like, oh no, we better have some sort of cataclysmic event happen.
Yeah.
Wasn't
expecting it.
Yeah, like, we better blow up the city walls. We better have every single person get flooded, which is, too close to home right now.
Right
as of today. That's
like,
this week.
Too soon, Batman. Too soon.
And then let's have a whole bunch of randoms, like people you don't even know, don't care about. Just let's mow them down, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I just felt like I didn't need that extra bit.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either, and I didn't really expect it. But when Batman drops through that glass and just starts beating the hell out of those thugs, it just like drops it and just beating the crap out of everyone. Like, that scene was cool.
I love that he hung them off the rafters, like like the video games. He doesn't kill.
Yeah, no guns. No, we don't do guns. He's like, no, that's your thing. Just like, yeah, I really like that. I thought it was really cool. Actually, I have a question for you. The Riddler didn't know who Bruce was. He didn't know who Batman was, did he?
He did.
No, because I think
in prison he did.
Well, no, I think that's because he meant to kill Bruce. Because that was the whole plot, right? He thought Batman was his friend. He thought Batman was on his side, and so he's doing all this stuff to be like, yeah, Batman's against corruption. Batman he's vengeance. He's gonna fix the city, and so then the Riddler is like, this person needs to pay, this person needs to pay, this person needs to pay, and Bruce Wayne, the Riddler, thought was one of those people. I don't think the Riddler knew who Batman was at the end.
So you think he knew at the end, but not straight away?
No, I don't think he knew at all. I don't think he knew at all, because that's why he's like, oh, I think he said in jail, we missed one. We missed Bruce Wayne, but we got the rest. I swear he said, I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you've made it this far.
Yeah.
If
you've watched the movie, interpretate it for us. Because I thought he did know, but
no, I don't think he did, because I'm pretty sure he was talking about how Bruce was supposed to die, but he didn't, and he's like, oh, we got the rest of them paid or whatever, but Bruce Wayne, and yeah, I thought it was really cool that Batman realizes that he had good intentions, but he was doing the wrong thing towards he's like, by saying on the camera, "I'm vengeance," now and then the bad guy at the end, "Who are you?" "I'm also vengeance." He's like, no, you know what, Batman, you don't need to be vengeance, you need to be justice. That's why it's the Justice League.
Maybe there could have been more time spent on the political aspect, I don't want to say the black chick who was running for mayor or whatever. So I'm sorry, I don't know her name, but maybe more time could have been spent with her as well to sort of have not another storyline, but I don't know, extra weight to all these people that are being corrupted and being killed.
Yeah, she did seem kind of pointless. Yeah,
she was cool though. She took a bullet and she's fine.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah.
Oh, the end, Nick, where everyone's trapped in the water, from the scaffolding that fell down. I don't remember them being trapped. When did this happen?
I was like, I feel like you guys trapped yourselves. This is on you.
Yeah. They just waited in the middle of the arena for the entire time, sitting ducks.
Yeah.
They didn't move.
Yeah. But
I thought that was a bit silly.
But I like that, Batman turned into a bit of a rescuer towards the end, and it wasn't just hiding in the shadows or being the shadows. He actually helped the people, that's what a hero is supposed to do. So,
did you like James Gordon?
I did, yeah. I think he did. I think he did a good job. I don't know if he was better than the dude from the Dark Knight trilogy. I can't remember his name because he's a great actor. Crap, what's his name? Oh, that's going to escape me. But the guy.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, guy from the Dark Knight trilogy. I think he's a great actor. I think he did a better job. But this one, I didn't hate this Jim Gordon. I thought he did fine, and I like that he is you're gonna have to punch and just punch them in the face, and he's like, "Oh, you could have
held back.
Could have held back on that punch." He's like, "I did." Just like, "Oh, Batman, you're so strong." Yeah.
Oh, Nick. Well, is there anything else you want to get off your chest about the Batman?
You stayed through the credits. You told me not to stay through the credits. So was it?
Yeah.
What was it? Tell me what it was.
So the end of the credits, I googled it, and the information said it's nothing. Don't worry about it. But we won't spoil it for you. I'm like, oh, damn it! I gotta know.
Yeah.
And so whenever there was something on the screen for the Riddler,
yep,
and it would have a green matrix text style,
yep,
it was literally just the square parentheses boxes or whatever is on your keyboard with the question mark. Green flash. Goodbye.
And yeah, I like that they had Two-Face in it without actually having Two-Face in it.
Was that Two-Face?
Yeah,
at the end in the jail.
That was definitely his face was all.
I thought that was meant to be the Joker because of the way he laughed.
Was it? Oh.
I noticed his mouth or teeth was really grinny, but I'm like, I did think it was Two-Face at first, but then because of the crazy laugh, I'm like, I could have done louder, but I thought that's definitely Joker and Riddler together.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe let us know in the comments. I thought it was Two-Face. But I guess I could be wrong. That's what I'm like. I could be wrong on that. But yeah.
Well, because I guess it's Harvey Dent, isn't it? He's a political figure that normally becomes Two-Face, right?
Yeah. I don't know. That's too much. That's too deep in the Batman lore. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say? I feel like we've covered it pretty well, and I don't want to go too long.
I think we did everything. Oh, and then I think I enjoyed the close-up on Batman's boots. There was a few of those. Yeah. They were just ordinary boots.
Do we give it a rating out of 10? I don't know. Or out of no, we did 5 with
we did 5 stars. You know what? I will give it, Nick. I think I gave Uncharted 3 stars, which is to me, 3 stars is good. Yeah, go see it. You'll enjoy it. I'll give this one 4 stars.
This one's a 4 stars from me as well. Yeah.
It's not the best thing.
It's not the most.
But I think you'll appreciate what they're trying to do.
Yes, I agree. I completely agree. Yeah.
So Nick, with our remaining time,
yes,
Batman comics or Batman video games?
If they're done like the Arkham games, Batman video games. But also, I don't read the comics, so
there you go. So let's talk about the Batman video games, which I think both of us have at least played the latest trilogy.
I'm gonna do it. We might have to save that for another one because we're already at 50 minutes.
We're at 50 minutes. Oh well, okay. I really like how Batman Arkham Knight was great. I really loved it.
All the Arkham games are great. Yeah. All the
I
Arkham
don't
games.
care about the new ones at all.
Nah, I mean, yeah, Gotham, Talladega Nights, or whatever it is.
Gotham Knights, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, if
Guess we'll
that's if that's the end, Nick. Well, thank you everyone for watching and getting this far. And if you love Batman or like Batman, or if you saw the movie, let us know what you thought.
Yeah, leave some comments for us and let us know some more. Explain to us the parts we were wrong and stupid. But yeah,
And we'll talk about them next week.
yeah. In the meantime,
Nick, where
Jeffrey,
can people find us?
I was going to say, in the meantime, where can they find us? They can find us at youtube.com/Nick&Jeff and facebook.com/Nick&Jeff and
On podcast services at Nick and Jeff.
yes, I don't know what podcast.
I think there's another Nick and Jeff. We don't like them though.
No,
they're terrible.
They're dead to us. But thanks for watching and or listening, and we'll see you next week.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Jeffrey.